Okay, coach. Thank
Baby,
you.
I'm coming. One, two, we go.
Right, coach. Very important game, very crucial, especially because the season has not been as expected. 18 points, dropping 18. What is the assurance to the fans, especially the fans knowing that when it's prosper, Hearts will not beat us? What is the assurance to the supporters?
Yeah, I think the mentality at training with the boys, technical staff, everybody is very positive. We are very poised. Um, Tactically, we are approaching the game based on how we've seen them play, especially in their away games. But then, if you look at games between Kotoko and Hasuku, normally the dynamics are different. So, what I want to tell you is that we are very hopeful as a technical staff, as a playing body. The players are prepared physically, tactically, psychologically. They are prepared for the game on Sunday.
Okay. Coach, a crucial game. About three players. National Asante, Togo. And we saw coach Spain and other countries now. I'm a big game say activities be when you're full team to prepare. Players no more national assignment, and affect your preparation ahead of the game.
They will be available for the game.
Okay. Coach, Kumasi Asante Kotoko season, no, in terms of performance, there have been a bit of inconsistencies. Supporters, no, Sanyama Nkoye will league Limukrampo no win against Hatsufuka, one way or the other. They are always happy because they get that bragging right. What are you doing differently against Hatsufuka to give that win another 3 points into the Kotoko supporters?
I think we only have to take notice of how they play and then try to make sure that their strengths we counteract it and their weakness we take advantage of it. We just have to train based on what we've seen them play, and then but then the focus should be us. Because sometimes when you focus so much on the opponent, you forget about yourself, and then it goes to affect you. So ours is to make sure that we get our tactics right, we get our confidence right, we get our determination, aggression, everything right, and then face them.
Coach, you can help me if I'm wrong. I think that from what I have observed, you have a special ability to read your opponents, what they do before games, and then you influence your team positively. Especially, I'll use the Adriana Stars game as an example. That from what I saw a team that came prepared, having studied how they played. You counted everything that they do, and then yours worked for you. But in games, there are teams that also read you, and then they know how you create the chances, and then they are able to also stop Kotoko from playing. What I don't know if I'm right, but that's the observation I've made. What will you do differently so that if Abubakar Watara is able to get your strategy, in-game strategy, what are we going to see that will be different for Kotoko to win this particular game?
Yeah, it's all about tactics, and then I can declare or disclose what we want to do because you don't go to a battle telling your opponent what sort of weapons you are bringing on board. Once you tell them, they know what to also do. That's just by the way. But then what I'm trying to Pepe, what I'm trying to say is that um, tactically, I mean, we need to have different approaches to the game. And if you observe my team play, most of the time we don't go the same way throughout the game. We keep changing the approach in the course of the game based on how the opponent also approach the game within certain segments or minutes or moments within the game. So what I can tell you is that as and when the dynamics of the game change from that of the opponent, we also try to also approach it accordingly.
Coach, are there any injuries or suspensions that you can tell us? So, are all the players available? If there are players who are not available, you can update us.
Yeah, as your colleague said, there are I think those in the national team camp they will come. That's why when he asked that question, I said they will be available. And they are playing today. Definitely, I'm sure by tomorrow, Friday, they will be. Fernando has a hamstring injury and then started some light to medium levels of running So we observed him today too. He's been away for 2 weeks. It's exactly, I think, 2 weeks yesterday that he went out of training. So he's not been training for the past 2 weeks. So we are observing him. Peter also had a slight injury. The medical team is also observing him. He didn't train yesterday, and today too he has not trained. So we are observing. We know very well that the medical team is very well equipped, and then they will move to get them ready. So basically for now, I think these are the two guys, and then the other two guys are the national team camp. That's it.
Okay, my final coach is Frederick Asare fit. From my checks at the national team, the Galaxies, I think somebody told me that he's not fully fit or something. Is Frederick Asare fit?
He's been training.
So he's fit for selection.
He's training.
Coach Poku is back, your new striker. What do you have to say about him?
Yeah, he's a fine striker, fine player. I like his level of professionalism. He's been talking to me about the selection, how happy he is about him to train. Like he's up to standard, and he's happy he's back to the club. He's also contributing. We know he has the eye for goal.
Because Obama,
That's the
Obama
reason
mean
why
to be new.
to come and score. Either he's scoring or he's assisting other teammates to also score. So we really have to support him emotionally. We have to support him psychologically. Let him believe that he's a good quality player. That is why we brought him on board. We need to give him all the necessary physical and psychosocial support that we need to give to him to be able to live up to expectation. So he's a good player, and as a coach, I'm happy that he's back to the club.
Coach, first league game in Royal Stadium. Over against us, the 700 be more offensive.
I think they need to come in their numbers to come and support us. We are playing at home, and it's the big game and the biggest game of the season. We all know the dynamics that go into games between Kotoko and Hasselhoff. So we need them. We want to see the whole place filled with red colors, singing, drumming, dancing, supporting us. And then, as I always say, in the game, you will not have it good throughout the 90 minutes. Some moments within the game, I mean, there will be, we may go down in terms of our level of performance. I mean, performance cannot be consistent throughout the 90 minutes. If you are lucky, it will be. In the moments that we go down within the 90 minutes, they have to try as much as possible to make sure that they support us. When I say go down in terms of our performance, sometimes you see that energy levels will drop. So when the energy levels drop and then they begin to make certain few errors, they shouldn't be ranting at them, they shouldn't be hooting at them, they shouldn't be booing at them. But like we see in Europe, where we watch these matches on DSTV and what have you, they still support them, and that is what we want. We want the 12th player to take advantage of. As a team, we are prepared psychologically, physically, tactically, we are ready. But then we'll be more ready if they come and support us. They should have confidence in us that we are capable of making them happy on Sunday. So they should come in their numbers from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, and from the central areas. They should come, fill the stadium, and then make sure that they support us throughout.
The form of Hasselhoff, the form of Asante, are you worried about the form of Hasselhoff in the league?
You need to throw more light form in terms of
In the league, we have formed the league to compare with
Sunday.
Coach, how's Coach Ouattara in the emphatic statement said, Omo Bekuma said, Aba Besha Asante Kotoko. As a host coach, the man Kotoko, what is that statement? If you need to underrate Kotoko team now.
Not at all. I mean, he's a coach and he's right in his opinion. That is what he's thinking. Sometimes some of these mental games are pushed ahead to make sure that, I mean, we get a better side of the opponent. So these are normal things in coaching, where coaches sometimes say some of these things. So we are ready. So they should come.
Coach, win on Sunday, win.
We are ready. They should come.
Coach, on Kwame Poku, we know the second transfer window opens in January 23rd. But we are hearing he has a special dispensation that he can be registered by Asante Kotoko. We don't know if that is true. If it is true, will he be available for selection against Atufuk on Sunday?
Yeah, as you said, we need to confirm that. I'm not very sure about that. That is an administrative responsibility. So I think I have to be quiet on it. For us as coaches, we have prepared him. Even if on Sunday or today we are playing a match, and per the rules of the game, he can be registered and play.